When you think of Tesla today, you probably think of a giant, a leader in the automotive and tech worlds. But its future was once so fragile, it nearly disappeared before it even got started. This is the story of Tesla's darkest hour, a time when the company was right on the brink of collapse, and its survival came down to a single, desperate choice. And it really makes you wonder, right? How close can a company actually get to total failure and still manage to pull back from the edge? Well, Tesla's journey through the year 2008 is one of the most incredible case studies on that very question. So where does this all begin? Well, it starts during a time that really should have been a massive triumph for the young company. But instead, it turned into a perfect storm of problems from within and a crisis from the outside. The Tesla Roadster had just launched, and there was this huge wave of excitement. The world was finally taking notice. But behind the scenes, behind that curtain of innovation, the dream was hitting a wall, a very harsh reality, as some serious operational problems started piling up. Internally, things were just chaotic. Production was a mess, hit with one delay after another. Costs were spiraling completely out of control, way beyond what anyone had projected. And the most critical problem? Tesla was just burning through cash at a rate it could not sustain. And just when it felt like things couldn't possibly get any worse on the inside, the entire world outside their doors began to crumble. This wasn't just a challenge anymore. This was about to become a full-blown crisis. You can almost see this collision course forming. In early 2008, Tesla is just wrestling with its own production issues. Then, by late 2008, the global financial crisis hits with full force. And by the end of the year, the one thing a young company needs to survive, investment and funding, it had just vanished. So with all of those internal problems and a global economic meltdown happening at the same time, Tesla wasn't just struggling anymore. It was standing right on the brink, staring down into the abyss during its final desperate hours. The financial reality was just stark, unforgiving. The money was simply gone. Day by day, hour by hour, the company's bank accounts were just draining down towards zero. They were hours away from bankruptcy. Not weeks, not days. The end was so close that it was a tangible, terrifying reality for everyone inside that company. I mean, can you even imagine the mood inside Tesla? The financial pressure created this intense climate of crisis. Leadership was facing impossible challenges, employees were completely uncertain about their futures, and any confidence in the company's survival was just plummeting. That vision for an electric future was quickly fading to black. In moments of absolute crisis, history often hinges on a single, pivotal decision. This was that moment for Tesla. And absolutely everything came down to a leader's choice. With the company on life support, its fate rested squarely on the shoulders of Elon Musk. He was at a crossroads with the entire future of his company hanging in the balance. The choice couldn't have been more clear-cut or more difficult. On one side, let Tesla fail, cut his losses and walk away from the wreckage. On the other side, risk absolutely everything he had on one single desperate gamble. He chose to risk it all. Elon Musk committed the entirety of his personal fortune, the money he had earned from PayPal, into the company. It wasn't just an investment, it was an all-in bet on a future that seemed all but lost. And this wasn't some calculated, safe investment. It was an act of pure conviction, a move of immense personal risk. It was the final desperate attempt to keep the vision for an electric future from completely collapsing into nothing. His investment bought them a lifeline, but it was a very short one. It triggered the final act in this drama, the 11th hour, a frantic race against time. Musk's personal cash was just enough to keep the lights on for a little while longer. It bought them precious days to make one last, frantic push to secure the outside investment they so desperately needed to survive. That final push was a whirlwind of urgent negotiations. With the clock ticking down, at the very last possible moment, they managed to secure the investment round. And with that, survival. But make no mistake, this was not a triumphant victory lap. It was a narrow, heart-stopping escape. They had survived, but only by the thinnest of margins. But that near-death experience did something profound. It didn't just allow Tesla to survive, it forged the company into something stronger, setting it on its ultimate path to success. After staring into the abyss, the company emerged transformed. The chaos gave way to discipline, they became stronger, laser-focused on what mattered, and far more strategic in every single decision they made. So what lessons were forged in that fire? They learned to control costs ruthlessly. They learned that a brilliant idea is worthless without flawless execution. And maybe most importantly, they learned to hold on to their long-term vision, even when short-term survival itself was in question. And that really reveals the central truth of Tesla's journey. Its incredible success isn't a story of a flawless plan. It is a story of pure resilience. Tesla is what it is today not because everything went right, but because it found a way to survive when everything was going catastrophically wrong. Before the triumphs, before the global expansion, before changing the automotive world, Tesla learned a fundamental lesson in the fires of 2008. Sometimes survival is the biggest victory of all.
This is CorpFile, inside the world of big brands. Subscribe to explore the real stories behind the companies that shape our world.